Hey, it's MK, and I am back with another Grateful For series. And today I wanted to show you guys that I am working with an amazing paper pack from Paper Phenomenon. It is called Flight 2715. Now, this is an older paper line. It is from 2018, but I'm going to go ahead and flip through it just to, kind of get the FOMO going on. But Kathy Orta King, or I think it's just Kathy King now, has recently, I believe since 2018, has been putting out these paper packs. And once they are done in the physical content, you can get them in the digital content. And I do know that there are 12 by 12 printers out there, in case you guys are curious, because these guys are just gorgeous and amazing, and I absolutely love every bit of it. Now, of course, I'm not sure if you go to your printer, if you're going to be able to do the double-sided. I'm not sure. I don't own a 12 by 12 printer. I kind of sort of stalk her on Instagram and YouTube because she does lots of lives over on YouTube. And she reveals all of the things over on those two social medias. Along with this kit, I also pulled together some washi tape from the Not Just for Boys Club, a flare by the Dottie About Flare that I just flung everywhere and had to go find it, so there it is. I also have some punch outs by Teresa Collins, but I have these clear tickets by the Not Just for Boys Kit Club as well. These are the punch outs from Teresa Collins, and then I believe this little piece is also Teresa Collins because it's got that grid background and it's very, very thick like her papers. This little globe I also believe came from the Not Just for Boys Kit Club back in the day when, they just started out making kits. And then I have these 4 little cut-aparts that were from a cut-apart sheet from a paper pad. I also took some of Kathy Orta's Flight 2715 cut-aparts and cut them out as well. I have some border strips by Creative Memories. This one I also fussy cut out of the Flight 2715 paper pad. I have some dots by Stampin' Up that I would like to use out. I also went ahead and already backed my cut files. And so I've got all these kind of florals and swirlies and all these fancy pieces. Now these are a Paige Evans cut file, floral cut file. And here in a minute, once I get it to it, they're actually the centerpiece of that globe. And I cut them all out and repurposed them. I also have this awesome cut apart from the Flight 2715 papers as well. And then I have my 5 photos, but I'm actually only going to scrap 4 of them because 2 of them, even though they're absolutely gorgeous, and I probably would have wanted both of them on a page, they're kind of the same image, just a few seconds taken from each other as we were flying over the mountains. Now, my favorite part is when we get up to about 33,000 feet and I can see the curvature of the earth. I absolutely love that, you guys. It's one of my favorite views when we're not in a cloudy area. And I very rarely get to take those photos, by the way. So I also have a Copa cut file that is this gorgeous airplanes kind of going in a circle type thing. So I'm going to put that on the layout too. I've got a lot going on this layout. It's going to be a double page layout. So here's the globe. I've already backed it. I've backed all of my files with the, except for the airplanes, with the Paper Phenomenon papers. And then, like I said, I cut out all those flowers and didn't want to throw them away. So I fussy cut them apart so I could use them as individual elements. And then here is just a detailed of where I, how I backed my cut file. Now, I went ahead, I'm having an issue with remembering to push the record button, you guys. I am so sorry. So I took 2 of the Flight 2715 papers and went ahead and made my background with them. Later, I realized that I never showed you how I made the background. But I took both of the papers, cut them in 6 by 6 inches apart. I put the Not Just for Boys washi in between the two layers, and then I went ahead and I washi taped them together. I didn't put another piece of cardstock behind them or anything. I just washi taped them together, and that's where I'm at. So I'm going to try to figure out the placement of my photos. I decided not to use the Creative Memories borders because I've already got my layout kind of sort of already set. And then I decided to not use that 5th photo because it is very uber simple or similar to the other photo. I went ahead and I trimmed down my photos just a little bit, and also backed them with white cardstock so they kind of popped off the page as well. Now I'm just trying to figure out placement. I did cut off this uber large airplane because I kind of wanted it in front of my photo where I wanted the rest of them to be behind my photo. Because that's going to be one large, I'm going to have 2 large clusters on my layout, but I kind of use the cut file, the airplane cut file, as just the background of, of the layout. And so I once I'm done figuring out how I want my photos to go and whatnot, I treat that cut file as if it was part of the paper. I do end up using that larger airplane as an embellishment or a part of a cluster of an embellishment, but it's not very much. So I was just trying to figure out how I wanted my papers to go. I wasn't really sure exactly after I put my pieces of paper, my background together. I wasn't really sure, from there what to do. So first thing I did was figure out what side I wanted the globe and the airplanes and the papers and blah, blah, blah to be on. And then after that, I decided that I was going to start working on the larger pieces first. So I've got my airplanes settled in. I've got my photos on the right page already kind of tacked down. They're not glued down because I've only put one little strip of double-sided tape behind them. And then I decided to figure out where I wanted this border of flowers, because if you don't figure out where the larger pieces are going to go first, then you run out of room to try to find where they're going to go later. So I always try to work from large to small, and these Paige Evan flowers are quite large. So most of them end up getting tucked in to where you can hardly see them, but I think that it works with the gold that I ended up using. Now, I did make the cut files and all that at a retreat back in September. I know, it takes me forever. Actually, what it was I started this layout in the retreat, and then it was time to go, so I put it in a page protector and never got a chance to get back to it. Well, today's prompt is about traveling. And so I keep forgetting to mention the prompts, and I apologize about that. But today's is about traveling, and grateful to be able to get out and go and whatnot and all that other good stuff. And so I thought, wow, I already have this started. Why don't I finish it? That's a good idea. So I pulled it out of the page and couldn't remember what my thought process was when I was in the middle of it. So I'm kind of glad that all I did was the background, because I wasn't sure where this was going to go or end up. So before I got too far in trying to figure out where my placement of the flowers and whatnot are going to go, I decided to go ahead and glue the globe down. Most of the globe does get covered up, but it's a big, huge blank ball. I'm okay with that. You get the idea that it's a globe just by that little arm and half of a circle. Honestly, I'm okay with the fact that the globe is mostly covered up. I'm okay with the fact that I'm going to put this huge cluster on top of this globe and continue to fill it up and cover up that blank half a circle. It's just something that I envisioned. I also decided that maybe I wanted to back that airplane so it wasn't so see-through, but I'm still kind of seating on that. So when I don't know what to do, I go to what I know I want to do. And so I just started gluing things down and finalizing the placement of things. I also tuck things in and whatnot. Now, I do plan on taking my little tiny I don't know what they're called, like dots from Stampin' Up! And filling in all the circles in the swirls that are there. They're kind of like little berries or something like that. I'm not really sure. But I didn't think that if I backed them with paper that they would be seen. And so I thought that I would put these little, they're not enamel dots. They are more like paper. No, they're not paper either. I don't know. They're just a Stampin' Up! Thing that I got. I think they were part of a Build-A-Brad. And you were supposed to put them in the center of a ring or something. I don't remember, you guys. My stuff is old. So these are pictures of me doing a flight, a really, really long flight. I think it was like a 13-hour flight over to somewheres. I don't know. Probably London, maybe. I'm not really sure. But I'm grateful for the fact that I got to travel with my job. I'm very grateful that I was able to, go and not really, I can't really say see the world because it was all work related and I had to stay very close to the conference rooms and whatnot. So I didn't get to go, like visit other awkward places and whatnot, but I did get the opportunity to get out there and get on massively long airplane rides that were crowded. Yeah, I did end up doing all that stuff, and I'm very grateful for the fact that I got to travel. But every time that I do one of these layouts about just being up in the sky, I always think about what's it called? I'm so sorry. 80 days around the world in 80 days. It just always makes me feel like, thank God that it's not going to take me 80 days to get to where I need to be. So I'm very, I'm grateful that it takes us moments to get to where we need to be rather than, that way we can enjoy where we are instead of how we get there. But I do know that when we travel as a family, my family and I, because there are 6 of us, actually there's 7 of us. I keep, forgetting that I do have a daughter that has moved out. There's 7 of us total. There's 5 children and 2 adults, if you didn't figure that out. But for the 6 of us that are still at home, that's hugely expensive to fly. And so we choose to travel, and on the route, we always make a plan of where to stop so we can enjoy the journey as well as when we get there. So it does take us a lot longer, and we do have to put in for more vacation days and whatnot, to get to where we are going to go. These papers are very slick, by the way, so they slide all over my glass mat, just saying, they're all over the place. But anyways, yes, we do try to, plan out, okay, we're going to be going through here. We're going to be going through here. We're going to do this. And we look to see what there is to do in that area or along that path. Just to make the journey a lot more enjoyable for the children or for us. So we're not just stuck in a car for, 2 days, 3 days, 18 hours, 4 hours, even 4 hours. There's loads of things to do between here and Reno that my kids enjoy and love to do. So it is something that, we make aware of. And it's just fun traveling with the family. It really is, because we all get involved in where we're going to go, what route we're going to take, and things like that. It's just a blast, you guys. And I can't document it enough of all of, just the journey of how to get there is what I enjoy documenting the most. Anyways, gonna fill out my journaling. Now, my handwriting is atrocious, you guys. It really is, but I've been trying this entire series to use my handwriting and do the journaling because I don't ever journal on YouTube. Just because of the fact that it's, hey, these are the people, this is the time and the place, and that's it. That's usually my journaling. And then, of course, I talk more about the story than in the video than I write on the page. but I kind of look at it as a video documentary. Anyways. So the last thing I'm going to do is a little bit of white splatters. I have been doing this way too much, you guys, and I apologize for those that are like, can't she just leave it alone? But I look at it as it filled in the gaps for me. So where I felt like I had a blank space, a little bit of splatter, and bam, the blank space is gone. So I really do like that. I just like how now it looks like it's filled in and complete. I do make a little oopsie because of how slick these papers are. When I go to slide the papers over, my white right there, my white was not dry and I smudged a few. So in the final photos, you're going to see a little bit more white splatter than normal than I did on video because I went to go and kind of mask it up. So it wasn't so obvious, and I like it. It's okay with me, but that is it. I do look forward to seeing what Janet talks about and documents today. I absolutely love, I love this series oh so very much. But check out Janet. She is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube, and see what she has documented for her Grateful for transportation or traveling, I think is what it is, not transportation. And I would love to see you guys next time. All right. Thank you so much.